Welcome to the furnace, you unkillable contradiction. You've walked through fire so long, the flames got tired of burning you. They started taking notes instead. You were never forged. You were refined. Every betrayal, every whisper behind your back, every time they laughed while you bled, became a blacksmith's hammer. And now, here you stand, not reborn, but re-engineered. Look at you, calm, silent, dangerous. You don't even flinch anymore when chaos screams your name, because you've realized calm is the scariest sound in a world built on noise. They once thought they could destroy you by turning their backs, but you learned that silence isn't weakness, it's surveillance. You've been watching, recording, waiting, and now the devil himself, he took a step back. Not because you're pure, but because you've mastered his patience. You've made evil nervous. Your aura doesn't shout, it suffocates. Your energy doesn't ask, it demands. They can't decide if you're a miracle or a mistake, so they label you dangerous. Good. That's the truth, finally catching up. You've become the storm they prayed would never have your name on it. The calm before it, that's you, calculating, collecting, preparing. Welcome to the furnace, where mercy melts and monsters learn fear. So here we are, the courtroom they built from your ruin, the place where angels laughed and demons took notes. You remember the jury well. All those familiar faces pretending they didn't know you. The same ones who shook your hand before they sharpened the knife. They didn't just betray you. They hosted a ceremony for it. Applause, confetti, and your name written in mockery. Their silence, that was the executioner's blade. Their smiles, the signatures on your sentence. You stood there, stripped of dignity, accused of existing too loudly, and they loved every second of your collapse. But here's what they never understood. You weren't begging for justice. You were taking notes. Every lie, every sneer, every whisper, documented, archived, sealed like legal evidence. They thought the trial was yours, but it was theirs. Every betrayal became an affidavit. Every humiliation, a recorded testimony. Your pain, that was your cross-examination. And the verdict, still pending. You didn't need a defense lawyer. You became the prosecution. You built your own tribunal, where truth bleeds through every scar you wear. And now, when they look at you, they see their own crimes reflected back. The devil was there too, smirking in the shadows. He watched you crawl, thinking you'd pray for mercy. But you didn't fold your hands. You folded your rage. You studied. You waited. Until even he realized you weren't the defendant anymore. You were the judge. And your silence, that was the gavel. You learned the art of dying without staying dead. You didn't. Rise from the ashes. You studied them. You dissected pain like a surgeon with a scalpel made of memory. Every wound, every scar, every whispered insult, you logged it. You didn't react. You recorded. You didn't scream. You studied the frequency of your own silence. They thought pain broke you. No, pain taught you structure. You built blueprints out of betrayal. Architecture drawn in blood and patience. Every equation started with a wound and ended with power. Your scars, they aren't marks of survival anymore. They're coordinates. Each one leads back to the moment you stopped being human and started being inevitable. You didn't need a guardian angel. You became your own exorcist. You pulled the demons out by hand, taught them discipline, and turned them into employees. Now they work for you, 24 hours a day, whispering vengeance like poetry. You stopped chasing peace. You engineered it. You learned that calm isn't the absence of chaos. It's domination over it. And now, your calm frightens the very storm that once owned you. You breathe differently now. Each inhale is calculation. Each exhale, quiet execution. They don't see fire when they look at you anymore. They see what made the fire burn in the first place. You don't fear hell anymore. Hell fears losing your attention. Because you, my friend, you learn to breathe in the fire. And somewhere between the screams and the silence, you turn pain into a science. Now the storm breaks, and this time, it whispers your name. The same demons who mocked you once now step aside when your shadow arrives. You don't chase them anymore. They announce your arrival like trembling heralds of their own punishment. Every room you walk into forgets how to breathe. Every voice that once spat venom now trembles over syllables. You used to speak to prove your worth. Now, you don't have to. Your silence does the talking. It sits beside you like a loaded gun, cocked with patience. The air bends around your composure. Even fire lowers its flame when you pass, out of respect or fear. They remember the version of you they destroyed, but they can't recognize what crawled out of that wreckage. You became something that logic can't explain and conscience can't judge. You became the law they can't appeal. The devil doesn't tempt you anymore. He negotiates. He keeps his distance, eyes down, voice soft. Because even he knows you learned his language and improved it. He deals in souls. You deal in silence. And that currency is priceless. Their panic is poetic now. They whisper about you in past tense, as if saying your name summons consequence. You became the echo that punishes memory, the cautionary tale they tell their egos before bed. Fear used to chase you. Now it takes notes. Because somewhere between the ashes and the arrogance, you stopped running from the storm and became the thunder they pray never answers back. You've stopped explaining your scars. Now they explain you. Once, you screamed to be understood. Now, you speak only to be obeyed. Your silence has become an empire. Vast, unshakable, carved from the ashes of their mockery. They called you ruthless when you stopped seeking forgiveness. They called you arrogant when you stopped shrinking yourself to fit their comfort. But truth is simple. You just stopped auditioning for mercy. You stopped proving your worth to the blind. Every betrayal became your currency. Every failure, a royal seal. You learned how to mint power out of humiliation, how to turn memory into metal, and forge your crown from rusted chains. You no longer chase peace. You govern it. Your calm is not softness. It's control. You've mastered the art of speaking without sound, ruling without movement. The world now bends around your stillness, terrified of what it can't predict. Lightning crawls across your shoulders like loyal serpents. Your presence doesn't need fire. It is fire, disguised as poise. And your words, they're not speeches anymore. They're verdicts. You no longer live in reaction. You live in declaration. You no longer need revenge. You are revenge, personified in discipline and silence. You sit upon a throne of shadows, not built from gold, but from lessons. Every ghost that haunted you now guards your gate. Every scar kneels like a subject. Because silence, when mastered, is not surrender. It's sovereignty. And your crown, it's not worn on your head. It burns quietly in your eyes. And so it ends. Not with thunder, not with blood, but with silence so heavy even eternity holds its breath. The devil finally retreats, not defeated, but educated. He came to bargain, but left taking notes, because he realized something terrifying. You don't crave destruction anymore. You embody it. They feared the fire would burn you. They never thought you'd become it. You've become the one entity even darkness respects. Not out of worship, but recognition. Because you've done what even demons couldn't. You found peace without purity, power without noise, and vengeance without violence. Now every scar you carry is scripture. Every silence, a sermon. Every breath, a verdict. You don't seek applause anymore. It's beneath you. You don't crave revenge. It's already buried itself in their memories. You don't chase legacy. You've become it. You are not the lesson. You are the warning. You are not what rises from the ashes. You are what teaches the ashes to rise. And as the courtroom fades, as the witnesses vanish, as the echoes dissolve, your voice remains. A whisper etched into the marrow of existence. Peace was never holy. It was always earned. And yours was forged in fire. Unholy, untouchable, unforgettable.